sheriff of St. Clair County, another shout out. The coffee with the cops was absolutely phenomenal up here at McDonald's. Some of the officers were on their own time. And they asked the people there, and Herman's not here with this, but they asked us how our neighborhoods was and what we could do. They were just so polite, and so the sheriff really needs another shout out. You probably can't tell people positive things enough. Now I have two freedom of information from Mr. Green. So, it's on the Stookey sewer bills again, and the 7-year statute and policy treatment. Are we going to write off the 2016 sewer debt for the people who this year is their 7th year? Because I didn't know if that was a protocol. I could never find legal documentation on it, so I just kind of wanted to know that. And then Ryan, or Steve, I'm really sorry, you taught me I was supposed to call ahead of time to my elected officials. However, your numbers aren't on the website. The new website's out there, but your numbers aren't there. I got yours, but I'm not calling it unless you guys put it on the thing, because I think it's rude to call an elected official unless you have yours is on the website, and it was been there since day one when you were elected. Okay, so I want to talk about the Weston Neighborhood Summer Camp for at-risk students for Signal Hill and Harvey and Giellis. I don't know whether we can have some volunteers, our elected officials, some field trips, sharing of talents. They are accepting grants and donations, and these are children at risk. And so it was in the Weston paper, the whole information. And so some of you have wonderful careers and just some exciting things. And so you might want to call Dr. Leonard about it. And then there's funds that could be given to the children. They have to be at the April meeting. And Steve, I'm sorry you taught me to call ahead, but I'm sorry I didn't.
That's okay.
Thank you so much. Okay, that's it.
Sir?
Jeff Jones from Lakes Development Subdivision. This winter here, obviously, we had a pretty mild winter, and my question is in reference to the salt. So, whenever we make a purchase for salt, I know it's always in advance purchase. So this year, did we have any money projected to spend for the purchase of salt? And if so, how much did we spend for the salt?
The salt doesn't actually come out of my budget, that comes out of MFT.
Okay, and that leads into the second question then. So is there a plan out on the website? I haven't looked at the new website right now for what the highway commissioner's plan is for addressing the roads in Stookey Township. Leads into.
We're not talking about salt anymore.
Well, if there's money, if money is coming from the MFT to help pay for the salt, if we're not buying the salt, then is the money being projected toward road improvements? And if so, where is it?
MFT covers salt and oil and chip.
Okay.
And
I'm talking
I
about-
can't ask for permission with the county to spend it elsewhere, but mainly it's for oil and chip and salt.
Okay, so then is there a plan to show what the future maintenance plan is?
I have a plan, we're gonna finish oil and chip in the Oval subdivision and the other side of West Main. We did some of it 2 years ago. We're gonna hit the other east side of the Second Street.
Okay, but is there a plan out there visible for the residents to be able to see, that at least they have some kind of assurance, you have some kind of assurance of knowing that whether if it's FY 16, 17, 18, 19, whatever, that it's being looked at.
I'll get
According
some,
to the-
other than the oil and chip, I'll get estimates to do some curb work this year.
Okay.
I've got a few of those back already.
And in that plan too, would it specify those areas that are looked at being oil and chip, those that are looked at being milled down and resurfaced with new asphalt?
I have some things in the works, but no, as far as on the web or something like that, I don't have.
is there any provision at all, is there any requirement where there has to be a plan in place? So then residents of the township, they can go out and look at plans out on the counties, but they can see where there's
The
road
way
construction.
the way the money works, you can put a plan out there, and you get a situation where you have to spend the money for here, that plan falls apart.
I
So I don't wanna
understand.
get your hopes up and say, hey, I'm gonna be over here on X amount of date. It's not gonna
I
happen.
think we've all operated on a plan, and a plan is a plan, okay, and they are subject to change. Just want to know if there's any kind of reassurance that we can have to show that there is some forecasting done on whether if it's, side roads, subdivision roads, oil and chip, milling, resurfacing.
Well, I've always got something in the works. But
I've always got
as
something.
far as making promises, I'm not gonna do that.
I'm not asking for a promise for a specific thing to be.
Well, it sounds like you want me to write in stone. I just can't do that, because that's the way the money.
So when we budget for things, then we don't have a plan on budgeting?
We have a general road budget, we have a permanent road budget, that's what that's for.
Okay, and does it
So
break it
that is
down?
the budget.
And does it break it down for the different projects, whether it's for asphalting, milling, salt, oil and chip?
If you read what the general roads part and permanent road part, it tells you what it's for.
Okay, so you get that, then there has to be
Yeah,
a
you
plan
gotta
of
go
how
there
you
and
go
go.
forth and how you execute that in the different areas. That's all I'm asking.
Is that it?
Yes.
Thank you. Gentlemen, I think you guys are together. Is somebody going to speak, or are you both going to speak?
No, I think both will be speaking.
You're both welcome, but I know you're here for the same reason.
Yeah.
So you're up, go.
Well, I'm sure glad to see more people have showed up tonight, and I'm going to make it my business to let the people of Stookey Township to show up for two reasons. One of them is to see their government at work, and I do have a great deal of appreciation for every one of you guys that will sit there and take the questioning, difficult questioning. We ought to be asking these difficult questions. Many of them have been asked, and good for you, good for us all. And I empathize with you, Mr. Lewis, and it's not a very good place. It probably makes your blood boil. You probably want to lose control. You probably want to punch somebody or yell at somebody, and you haven't done it, and that's a good thing. That's the extent of good things that I'm going to say. The questions that Jeff has asked about the roads are legitimate questions. The questions that have been asked about the truck, again, wonderful questions. We all live in this township, and so do you. And nobody wants to pull you down or tear you down. We just want you to assure us that our roads will be taken care of as roads ought to be taken care of. And you answered the question, and I was not impressed at all with the answer. We don't say, well, we have a pot of money and we'll just fix things as things pop up. No, we have a plan.
Can I say something to that?
Let me finish and you'll say something to that. I want to let you know, I'm not an enemy of yours, I'm a friend of yours. I'm a friend of everybody who serves the public, whether getting paid for it or not getting paid for it. What I want you to do is put a well-thought-out plan for this is the basic fundamental of being a township commissioner. You need to put together a basic plan as how every mile of the roads in the township will be maintained and maintained appropriately. And what you have done, and I give you A for effort, in some of these places is, I appreciate it, but it is, and I can't find a word for it, but it's not acceptable. It doesn't work, that's not the way it's maintained. Having said all this, I want to let you know I will work with you as a private citizen to make sure that we get to where we need to be, because you live here, I live here, and the rest of us live here, and we want our roads to be walkable. We want them to be for people to be able to bicycle on, for dogs to be able to walk on, for families to be able to walk on, without walking on gravel and having all this gravel walk down the gutters. And I can give you an engineering lecture on why that is not appropriate, but I'm not going to. I want you to remember, I'm not attacking you. I'm a friend of yours and everybody who works for the public. That's all I have to say.
Okay, thank you. You're up.
I'm Gary Green with the Powder Creek Improvement Association. Sal is our vice president. I'm the current president of the Neighborhood Association. And just to, I guess, reiterate, you know, we had some repairs in the fall that were probably inappropriate for the surface that we have, which is an asphalt surface, which has a nice smooth surface. And while I appreciate, and so do our residents, that repairs were made, there was about maybe a 60-foot strip that was done on a street in our neighborhood, Simons, again, it was, instead of matching the surface, a repair was done, which has ended up being really questionable in terms of the surface, very bumpy. It kind of stands out, doesn't really, you know, fit, the media doesn't match. And I think that, you know, if you look at